tires screamed against the asphalt as Kazu's car spun out of control. Smoke billowed, and the crowd's gasp was a distant echo.
No, I had the perfect line. Damn this.
In the stands, his father remained motionless, his expression carved from stone. He didn't flinch when the car hit the barrier.
Kazu, you humiliated this family again. Do you understand what that looked like out there?
Honey, please be reasonable. He just had a tough run. Let him breathe.
A son who can't drift isn't mine. The winter tournament is your last chance. Win there, or I am selling that car for scrap.
At the other end of the table, Rin watched. Her eyes, usually hidden under her bangs, now held a storm she dared not voice.
Oni-chan, I won't let them take everything from you.
His father's final words echoed through the silent kitchen, long after everyone had left the table. Late that night, Rin leaned against her windowsill, eyes locked on the old drift car in the dim garage below. Tomorrow, she would begin. The house was still. Rin slipped out the back door, the old drift car keys cold in her palm. She drove through the dark, heart pounding, to the industrial lot, a moonlit arena.
The wheel knows my hands better than anyone in that house.
Father's voice came from the kitchen, sharp and final. The auction is my best option now.
That car is all I had left. He's really going to erase me.
This is gold. The underground is going to explode when they see this drift.
By dawn, the clip was online. A phantom drifter tearing through the silence. Shares climbed by the minute. Rin guided the car back into the garage as dawn crept over the rooftops. Not a soul stirred.
I'll prove it for both of us.
By the time the sun rose, a video titled "Ghost Drifter Stuns Industrial Lot" racked up thousands of views. The mystery had begun. Kazu scrolled through the video, jaw tight. The ghost drifter moved like smoke, each drift a knife in his chest.
That car, the way it dances, it feels like I should know those hands on the wheel.
At the tuning shop, a voice drenched in mockery rang out. Even that ghost would lap you.
Keep talking. My hands will answer on the track.
Kazu, the winter tournament registration is final. Win or find new accommodation.
He's put the entire family name on my shoulders. I can barely hold myself up.
From the hallway, Rin pressed her palm against the wall. Every word was a stone in her stomach.
Then, I'll carry it for him. I'll enter the same tournament under a name they won't know.
That night, Rin sat before a glowing screen. Her fingers typed a false name. R. Hoshino, registration confirmed. 2 siblings, 1 tournament. Neither aware they were now on a collision course. Night after night, Rin returned to the industrial lot. Her drifts became sharper, closer to the edge.
Every tire mark is a promise. I will make the family see not me, but him.
The Ghost Drifter video exploded. 5 million views. Forums buzzed with theories.
This driver is the real deal. If they enter the winter tournament, sponsors will fight over them.
A faceless ghost. It means nothing. Real champions win on the official track, not in abandoned lots.
Kazu pushed harder. He demanded more from the engine, from the tires, from the power from himself. During a practice run, the back end snapped. Metal crunched against the barrier. Kazu's scream was swallowed by the impact.
Even the car is giving up on me. Maybe I should too.
The night before the tournament, Rin sat at her desk and wrote 6 words. Win this for Oni-chan. The winter tournament grounds buzzed with engines. Rin, cap pulled low and mask tight, approached the registration desk. She slid the false ID across the counter, heart hammering. The official squinted but waved her through. She entered the track as R. Hoshino, a name on a list. The moment tires touched asphalt, the world fell silent.
For Ani-chan, every ounce of this asphalt is yours.
Kazu's run was a battle from the start. His drifts were ragged, corrections too late. Then the spin.
Not here. Not again.
You are throwing away everything. Pathetic.
In the pits, Rin pressed against cold metal. watching her brother's humiliation on the monitor. When the qualifiers ended, one name sat atop the board, R. Hoshino. Kazu's name clung to the bottom of the list, a razor's edge from elimination. The semifinals roared to life. Rin's car carved through the pack with surgical precision. The commentator's voice cracked with excitement. They're calling her the Ghost Drifter now. Unstoppable, Kazu threw his car into a corner too fast. The rear broke loose immediately.
If I can't hold this line, I lose everything.
His car spun violently and slammed into the barrier. The scrape of metal was deafening.
You've shamed this family beyond repair. Don't even think of coming home.
His father turned and stalked away, vanishing into the crowd. Mother's face was pale as she followed. In the pits, Rin removed her helmet. Her eyes were red, but no tears fell.
Oni-chan, I am so sorry. I wanted to help, but I took your pride instead.
The leaderboard updated with brutal finality. R. Hoshino advanced. K. Takeda eliminated. Kazu slumped against the chain-link fence of the empty parking lot. The distant roar of the track a taunt. Soft footsteps approached. He didn't turn, but the rhythm made his breath catch.
Oni-chan, please, look at me.
He turned. She raised her helmet, and the mask fell away.
You, the Ghost Drifter, was Ren. You made me a joke in front of the whole world. You stole my last chance. I'll never forgive this.
I only wanted to save you from Father's ultimatum, to keep the car, to protect your dream.
Your help is a knife in my back. Stay out of my sight.
He walked away, each step a slammed door. She didn't follow. She didn't follow.
But I won't quit. I'll win this tournament for the family he doesn't see.
A grainy photo from a reporter landed on Father's phone. The Ghost Drifter's pit stop. Their old family car, unmistakable.
Rin, get out here. A reporter says you've been racing in secret. Explain this.
The garage door groaned as Rin stepped inside, her father's silhouette rigid against the workbench light.
You think you can steal the family name? You are just a girl playing with things you don't understand.
Stop. I knew she practiced. She's been better than Kazu for years. I've seen her drive.
Better? Then she can win the championship for this family. Imagine the sponsors, the prestige. You will race under your real name. We'll claim the glory you owe this family.
From the hallway, Kazu's fists clenched. His own father was already replacing him with the sister who stole his dream.
Even Dad is taking her side. I am nothing to this family now.
Father's scheme was set. The final race would be the stage for a new star, whether Rin wanted it or not. Late that night, Rin found Kazu crouched under her car, a wrench in his hand. The suspension arm was detached.
Oni-chan, what are you doing to my car?
The wrench clattered to the floor. He couldn't meet her eyes.
I was sabotaging it. If you fail, Dad might see me again. I am pathetic.
The confession hung in the air like smoke. Rin's hands trembled.
I never wanted to steal your dream. I only entered to keep Dad from selling this car for you.
I know, and I hate myself for it. I'm sorry, Rin. I don't deserve your forgiveness.
We're family, so help me instead. Be my crew chief. We'll prove Dad wrong together.
For a long moment, he stared at her hand. Then, slowly, he took it.
Together. But promise me you'll win. I'll give everything to make sure of it.
The next morning, Rin stood before a wall of cameras. The buzz of the tournament had summoned every major outlet.
I am R. Hoshino. The Ghost Drifter is me. I entered this tournament for my family, and I will see it to the end.
The room erupted. Reporters shouted over each other, but one voice cut through the chaos.
And I will manage her career. This family's legacy will finally be recognized.
No, Father. I've chosen my crew chief, my brother, Kazu Takeda.
Kazu, standing in the wings, froze. Then he stepped into the light, his expression a war of shock and gratitude.
I'll support Rin. She's the real genius behind the wheel. I'm proud to stand beside her.
Reporters scribbled furiously. The narrative had flipped. from a ghost to a family drama. In the back, Mother watched with tearful hope, her hand clasped over her heart. With one press conference, Rin had reclaimed her story. But the final race still loomed, and nothing was certain. In the final days before the championship, the garage became a sanctuary. Kazu's hands moved with fierce tenderness over the engine.
This engine will sing for you, Rin. I promise you that.
On the track, Rin pushed the car to its very limits. Kazu's voice in her earpiece, the only anchor.
Brake later into turn 3. The tires will hold. I tuned them myself.
One afternoon, Father appeared at the garage door, a thick folder of sponsorship deals in hand.
I've secured 3 major sponsors, but to protect the family image, I will manage them personally.
She doesn't need a manager. She needs a team. And I am not going anywhere.
That evening, Mother cornered him in the kitchen. Her voice was soft, but unyielding.
You are so focused on glory that you've forgotten you are a father. They are stronger together without your schemes.
Night fell. Rin and Kazu stood in the garage, the engine humming softly. A silent promise. The championship final ignited under a hazy sun. 20 cars roared off the line, Rin's among them, a blur of color and noise.
Remember, Rin. Late apex at turn 4. Let them fight. You read the flow.
Her hands moved like water, threading through gaps none saw. 3 cars left in her mirror. Then it came. A sickening cough from the engine. Power bled away as she entered the main straight.
No, this can't be. Kazu tuned it perfectly. Was it?
Rin, I see the telemetry. Fuel flow's restricted. Shift earlier. Keep revs above 5,000.
Gritting her teeth, she nursed the faltering engine, compensating with razor-precise drifts.
I won't let anyone take this away, not even you, Father.
The engine answered. A rough, defiant roar as she clawed back speed, the car trembling but unyielding. As she crossed the halfway mark, a single suspicion hardened into certainty. This had been no accident. The final lap banner unfurled, 1 car ahead, the same blue monster that had shadowed Rin all season.
Last corner, Rin. You are closer than ever. Trust the car. The engine will hold.
She threw the car sideways into the final hairpin. A drift so tight, so impossibly clean, the crowd lost its breath. Inches from the blue car's door, she rocketed past on the exit. The lead was hers.
This is for everything they tried to take from us.
The checkered flag whipped as she crossed. Horns, screams, a sea of flashing cameras. In the pits, Kazu didn't cheer. He collapsed onto his knees, tears carving tracks through the dust on his face.
She did it. She really did it.
High in the grandstands, Father stood motionless. His hands gripped the railing, knuckles white, but no word escaped. The championship was Rin's, but the thunder of engines couldn't drown the silence that now awaited between her and her father. The podium rose from the track, gleaming under spotlights. Rin accepted the trophy with trembling hands, the crowd's roar shaking the stadium. Officials gestured toward the side, and Kazu stepped hesitantly forward, their mother clutching his arm. Then Father appeared, striding onto the stage uninvited and seizing the microphone.
Everyone, please. I am Rin Takeda's father. I have wronged my daughter deeply, ignored her talent, and drove my son to despair. Rin, I beg you, accept your place as the true heir of this family's legacy. Let us stand together as a family should. I was a fool, blinded by pride. You are the best of us. Please forgive me and carry our name forward.
A wave of murmurs rolled through the crowd. Camera flashes dotted the silence like stars. Rin's eyes found Kazu at the edge of the stage. He gave her a small, pained nod.
Oni-chan, what do I say?
She slowly reached for the microphone, the entire stadium holding its breath.
I am a Takeda, and I do love my family. Every drift out there was for my brother, who was broken by the same pressure I felt. But I refuse to be a symbol of a legacy that crushed him. I will race for myself, with my brother as my manager, not as a pawn for anyone else's ambition.
A hushed awe fell over the stadium. Not a single boo, only the weight of her words settling like a new law.
Father, I forgive you, but forgiveness does not mean you control the wheel. My victories belong to the team I choose, and that includes Kazu.
Her father remained on his knees, head bowed, tears dripping onto the stage.
She's not just my sister. She's the true genius of this family. I am proud to stand in her pit crew and in her corner.
The stadium erupted. A thunderous roar of applause and whistles that shook the very steel of the stands. Rin and Kazu stood side by side on the podium, a united front that no scheme could shatter. The Takeda legacy had found its true champions, not in one, but in the bond between two, in the aftermath. As the stadium lights warmed the night, the real race for a family soul had just been won. As the siblings stepped off the podium, a wall of reporters and cameras surged forward, hungry for the next headline.
The Takeda name will be on a team built by us, K&R Racing. We'll prove ourselves without anyone pulling our strings.
I'll be her chief engineer. My hands built the car that won this championship, and they'll build the next.
The sponsors. I arranged them. I can still manage.
No one listened. With no foothold, Father melted back into the corridors, a figure of a bygone era. Mother broke through the last line of journalists and wrapped both her children in a tearful embrace.
I am so proud of you both. Your father. He'll learn. We'll be a real family now.
We're just getting started. Right, Oni-chan?
Together. Always.
The night's headlines wrote themselves. Little sister takes the trophy and the reins. The Takeda story had just begun. The house was quiet when they returned. Mother tied her apron and began cooking, the familiar scent of miso filling the kitchen. Father sat at the table, his hands folded, watching the steam rise with an unreadable expression.
Rin, that corner in the final lap. I've never seen anything that precise. It was beautiful.
Thank you, Dad.
Was that an actual compliment? From him?
A beat of silence. Then, Rin and Kazu locked eyes, and a snort escaped her. He burst into laughter.
What? What's so funny?
Nothing, Dad. Just, this feels nice.
Eat up, everyone. We have a championship to celebrate as a family.
The clinking of chopsticks and quiet laughter filled the room. For the first time in years, the Takeda table felt like home. A month later, the old family garage had a new sign above the door, K&R Racing. Rin and Kazu worked side by side on the upgraded drift car, its new engine gleaming under the work light.
The suspension feels perfect. Your work?
Just making sure my little sister has the best machine possible.
A shadow fell across the garage entrance. Father stood there, a set of premium tires beside him. He didn't speak. He simply placed the tires against the wall and turned to leave.
Dad, thank you.
He's trying. That's more than he ever did before.
Father's footsteps faded, leaving the gift as an unspoken apology. No cameras, no words, just rubber and resolve. The siblings returned to the car, fitting the new tires. A silent understanding passed between them. The road ahead was open. The local exhibition race was a small affair, but the stands were packed. Rin's K&R car glided onto the track under a clear sky. Her drifts were effortless art. Each turn a signature, each straight a statement. Even the local veterans couldn't match her flow. In the stands, Kazu sat between his parents. Mother clutched her handkerchief, eyes fixed on the track.
Go, Rin. Show them what a true Takeda looks like.
That's our daughter. Oh, my heart.
Rin crossed the finish line with a flourish, the small crowd erupting in cheers. She spun the car to a stop, waving out the window. Moments later, the family rushed onto the track for a photograph. Father stood behind Rin, his hands resting on her shoulders.
You were magnificent, Rin. I am so proud to be your father.
Welcome back, Dad. Now, say cheese before the camera runs out of film.
The camera flashed. In that single frame, a family once fractured now stood whole. The Takes were finally a team. That evening, Rin drove them to the old industrial lot. They parked on the ridge, the cracked asphalt below glowing in the sunset.
Remember that first night? I was terrified you'd find out and hate me forever.
I almost did. But you taught me what real driving means. Not just skill, but heart.
I wrote a note that night. Win this for Oni-chan. You were always the reason I pushed so hard.
And now you are the reason I still have a dream. This team, K&R, it's ours.
They sat in silence, the sunset painting the sky in shades of gold and rose.
Promise me, we'll keep racing together, no matter what comes.
I promise. As long as these engines roar, we'll be side by side.
Their hands clasped on the hood, a pact sealed in the fading light. The industrial lot, once a secret proving ground, now bore witness to an unbreakable bond. Seasons cycled. The K&R trailer crisscrossed prefectures, each track a fresh chapter. Rin behind the wheel, Kazu on the radio. Their sync became legend in small circuits.
Late Apex Rin. The telemetry says you can push another 10th.
At home, Mother's kitchen always had 2 extra plates. Laughter filled the Takeda house again.
Let me help with the alignment. I still have some tricks from the old days.
Sponsors came, not for a legacy, but for the bond of siblings who refused to break. They became a fixture in drift magazines, but the garage remained their sanctuary.
Remember when we were just ghosts? Oni-chan?
We were never just anything. We were always us.
The Takeda name, once a weight, now a banner carried by 2, together, always. On a coastal highway, where the sea met the sky, 2 drift cars carved their path into the golden hour. The road behind them was scarred with battles lost and won, a family shattered, then forged anew in tire smoke. Kazu gave her the machine, Rin gave him back a reason. Together, they redefined genius. Not the genius of trophies, but of stubborn, unyielding trust. They drifted not just corners, but expectations. A daughter no longer hidden, a son no longer hidden, a son no longer broken. The Takeda name, once a crushing legacy, now rode on 4 wheels and 2 hearts. And as the sun finally surrendered to the sea, the K&R logo gleamed on the door, a quiet emblem of a promise kept. KR, where the real drift genius was never a single driver, but a brother and sister who refused to leave each other behind. Little sister was the real drift genius, and she brought everyone home. The road goes on, but this chapter closes with the hum of 2 engines in perfect harmony.